Hello. Hello. Welcome once again, everybody, to the Wanderer's Expanse. And I am your arbiter. Welcome. So today we're playing the Stanley Parable. And I mentioned this earlier, I watched a few playthroughs of this way back when it was originally released, but I know very little about the updates that are made to it currently. So I'm very excited to see how those go. So I haven't played it before. That's alright. I don't want to make it too dark. The current time... let's see. Just another day at the office, huh? I guess we just go ahead and begin the game. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is the audio okay? Audio was not too
Stanley
loud.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay, Stanley.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Sounds
Although
exhilarating.
others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, as long as Stanley's happy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. In nearly an hour,
I love the
when he
narrator's
realized
voice.
that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years
It was
at
all
the
a
company
dream.
had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
It was Saturday and he
Shocked,
came into work
frozen
accidentally.
solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest
Has anyone,
time.
has that happened
But
to
as he came
anybody?
to his wits and regained his senses,
Coming to work on
he
Saturday?
got up from his desk
Oh,
and
okay, we have
stepped out
control.
of his office.
He stepped out of his office. Yeah, click. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And where's the
No
meeting
matter
room?
how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Basic keyboard sound every time I press click. Okay. Meeting room. Yeah, I think it's a dream, guys. Just gonna guess. Maybe it is Saturday. It's very sunny out. Where is the meeting room? Me too, random mug. Me too. Well, you know, this isn't creepy at all. What does it say? Sales in the quarter. Oh. Okay, then.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So, I do know that the game will change. Hold on. Yeah, we'll be nice to Mr. Narrator, okay? We'll go on the door on this left. The illusion of choice, Stanley.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
I can't jump on the table.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wait, what? Okay. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Wait, what? Flow.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, can we try the executive bathroom? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse? And we don't have a reflection. So, okay. There's a magazine in there about bathrooms. And I really hope this is entertaining, because this is exhilarating gameplay.
Stepping into his manager's human life, shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been. The boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't.
Right. Well, I guess Stanley will just play the piano for now. Also, my immersion
Stanley
is
just
ruined.
sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
You're right, I could never possibly know that.
Two, 845.
It's a lovely office.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Wow.
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
See? Because Stanley could... Okay. Spooky elevator time it is.
Descending deeper into the building,
It's a lovely
Stanley
story so far.
realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he
It's
felt
love.
more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Okay.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Fancy.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna find out the truth here. What's going on?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television.
It's Cerebro from the
What
X-Men.
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
My
Did he
Professor
have
X.
the strength to find out?
I assure you I do. I am very strong. Okay, but this is totally Cerebro from the X-Men, right? Right? Cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
All
The
gone.
lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427. Right? freedom meant nothing. Well, we are mind controlled, so I guess so.
Someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Was
That
there
his
a voice
emotions
inside his
had been
head telling him what to do?
manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
Impossible.
He couldn't accept it.
No.
His own life in someone else's control.
Existentialism.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No longer.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. How does one do that? Facility power. Yes, of course. I don't want to talk too much because the narrator's, doing all the narration for me. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Oh, but Stanley had a great moral quandary afoot. He could also take control over the people who exerted control over him for so long. And in that moment, Stanley questioned the very nature of humanity.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Yes. But what if he didn't? Oh man, this is all the multiple endings thing. I'm gonna come back right here. Okay. Off. But in doing just what the narrator wanted, Stanley was still under the mind control. Right, that's the twist ending?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
It's never over, Stanley. It's never over.
Yes.
He had won.
He
Where am
had
I?
defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Yes.
Freedom was mere moments away.
He had done as the narrator told him to.
Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Can we actually
How
figure that
had
out?
he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Oh, did he?
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
But happiness.
Perhaps
Yes.
his goal had not
Grass.
been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, Mr. Narrator.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. The
I don't think I've ever actually
liberation,
seen this ending
immense
before, because no one I
possibility of the
watched
new
ever
path
listened to the
before
narrator.
him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley
Was
happy.
Well, that was a great story, and a very short game. The end is never the end. You'd be correct about that. But something was wrong. Stanley found himself back in his office, wondering where his
All of
co-workers
his
had gone.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Of course. But this time, things will be different. I'm fed up with your
When Stanley
instructions,
came to
narrator.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, well, what if I didn't?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ooh, yes.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been
we
worth
have
the
stepped
detour
in.
after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Can I get a drink? Okay then.
Yes. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But what if he didn't? What if he ignored everything you said? You have no power here.
Stanley was so
I am the
bad at
narrator now.
following
Shut up.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't
Shush.
5 years ago.
Shush, shush, narrator. I am the narrator now, and I say Stanley, and I say Stanley learns to fly. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful. Yes, everyone should know that by now.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, okay, we'll
What could
continue
it
down
mean?
that path, but, you
Stanley
know, not
decided
die.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Yes.
simply
Oh, I can
missed a memo.
crawl. Stanley hobbled along the floor, on all fours. Wait, what? Is that always there? What does that say? Hell. That was the first thing that came to mind. Okay. Stanley crawled along the floor on all fours.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
Yes,
room.
yes,
and
narrator,
Stanley
but
knew it
you are not in
perfectly
control of the
well.
story. I am in
Perhaps he
control of
wanted
the
to
story.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You know, I'm
Wow.
learning lessons in this game.
Yes,
This game is teaching
this
me that
room.
I have
But
control
eager to
of
get
my
back
own
to
life,
business,
and that I
Stanley
can
took the first open
tell
door on
whatever
his
story
left.
I want to. Sure, but what if he didn't?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Actually, I was fired yesterday, and now I'm just, you know, on
Look,
the
Stanley,
loose.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm
Ooh.
asking for her.
Maiden?
This
No,
is
okay,
it,
that's
Stanley.
Elden Ring.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Has she? Who is she? It was all a dream. And Stanley leapt into the inky black void.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
No, it's too
If
painful.
you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
It was too long ago. No, I can't see her again. Oh. 426.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Whoa. Oh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Oh.
They want to commit their life to you.
Oh.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Oh, okay.
Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I can't move, but I can.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh. Oh, you think you're in control. Well, boys, we crawled into the room. Oh, hello.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh. Should I? Should I do it? Click.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Feeling rather trapped right now. But what if I pressed Y? N again? N-O. Oh, fine.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
I think someone
Now
had their
he's
feelings
pushing
hurt,
a
Mr.
button.
Narrator.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Yeah, new life lesson. Don't resist. Just follow the voices inside your head.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh, okay. Please press X to watch the cable if I didn't. If I held X.
And so he began to fantasize
Oh.
about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Please press M to spend time with the boys. Okay, okay.
So he went further.
Oh.
He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Okay, prepare dinner. I'm going to make hamburgers, yes.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths.
Oh, it's slowly
and
becoming the office
destinations.
again. No!
Down one path lay
I'm
an
not going
enormous
back.
round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Yellow line
And
trademark.
down another was a game with a baby.
Oh.
And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell your kids a story. I don't have kids. Let me out. Hey, honey, where are the kids?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Honey, there's something I have to tell you. I'm leaving you. No, I'm kidding. I love you.
But there is no answer.
Oh,
How could there possibly be?
no, there was no
In
wife
reality,
either.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Is this the real life? Or is this just fantasy? I feel caught in a landslide. You know, no escape from this reality. There's no bed here, but okay, I'm gonna sleep on the floor.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself.
So I should leave, right?
He
But
won't
I
listen to me.
can't.
He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Ah. But I choose to go to work. Maybe? Okay, what if I wait just a little bit? See, this is where you're wrong, game. I can exit out. Alt F4. Fine.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
What?
How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
A mirror, perhaps. Please press F to question nothing. Okay, I question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
Oh, now the
I'll
narrator's
try
questioning
once
things.
more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
What?
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh! Okay, I clicked, and, you know. Well, guess I'm dead. What if I...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Help, I'm trapped in a video game. Oh.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. Let's find out. And back into the void. I'm really enjoying this so far. This is fun.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, okay, Ultra Deluxe version.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Is this,
a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Okay. Is this going to be about how
Stanley Parable Ultra
the
Deluxe features exciting
creators
new
were forced to
content
add new
that
content?
broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable.
Either, okay. The narrator is as clueless as we are.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure
Yes, buddy,
it's
we gotta
just
go.
the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Or...
I don't know, you tell me.
Here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content.
Yes,
I've
narrator.
never
Let's
been
do it.
more ready. Let's do it.
What thrilling gameplay.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content! Yes!
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We can jump! Can we jump outside the... No, we can't. We can't jump outside the circle. Okay. What if we... No. So, how's your day going, narrator? How about you guys? How was your day? We might need the last jump, you know? And now we can't jump anymore.
Is that it? Surely that's
my
not
thoughts
all
exactly.
the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive.
You know, I would
it's
agree.
just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right
Oh,
there.
please be the
Hell,
next section,
I could
be
count
read
to
the dictionary.
30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable
Ultra
Ultra Deluxe.
Deluxe.
Now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good.
You know, it is your game,
I
buddy.
knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
It is your game, buddy. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've
Oh,
got
I
to
can't
be
go back?
kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of
take 9
craftsmanship
years?
that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Outrageous.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended. and
I am
I
so
intend to
so
phone
angry
these
right
people
now.
on
I could
Twitter
just
and
hurt
hold them personally
hurt-
accountable.
Yeah.
It's my fault, Stanley.
It is your
I built
fault.
up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
I'd like that,
What do you
narrator.
say, friend?
That was rather ominous, but oh, okay. I didn't do anything. Oh. Oh. New content. New content. Must find new content. Must create content. Ah, memories.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay. Wait, you can crouch, though. Yes. Okay. Exciting. Coffee nut? Okay. What is your guys' opinions on coffee? Because I myself am not a big coffee drinker. In fact, I've tried coffee on a few occasions,
Okay,
and
you remember how cheap and unsatisfying
I just don't
the new
enjoy
Ultra
it.
Deluxe content turned out to be.
Well,
But
maybe
it got
that's
me
just,
thinking about the
'cause,
past and
I
how
had a
much
good cup of
better the
coffee.
Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Can I go back?
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Well, now I'm excited.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been
Beautiful.
storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Well, if you could create all of this, then why didn't you
Experiences
just make a
like
better
the
game?
launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Ah, good times.
You see,
2013.
doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity.
Audience.
Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Ah, good times. Endless hallways. Yes. You and me, narrator. I mean, I never played the game in 2013, but 2013. That's clever. My first car. The release of Stanley Parable in 2013. All the greatest moments of my life. Look at me now. Wait, did it have a disc version? I don't know. Ah, the first dollar that I found on the street. I decided to put it up here because, you know, no reason. Don't play for 5 years. Is that when we died? Probably. Ah, sweet, sweet low polygon trees.
Je suis dans la memory zone, seul sur la pluie.
But isn't this, you know, also rehashing the
And
past?
over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
It was Pong.
It's just a husk.
It was Pac-Man,
A
too.
lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Well, instead of lamenting all the good times, let us build better times. Let us, pick ourselves off the ground and make a better game. A better Stanley Parable 2. Person of the Year, Stanley. Or Narrator. Cool. Me too, game. Me too. I just want to look at everything. I want to make sure we didn't miss anything. Press the button. Well, okay then.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Okay, so while the original was a commentary on the nature of choice in games, this one is a lament of
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Isn't that the problem, though? What if we went back, Narrator? What if we just went back to the good old days? To the basement.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Wait, you don't recall this part of the memory
here?
zone? That seems impossible, but okay. It's your memories. Ooh.
Oh no. God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor.
Steam, the
I haven't
online
looked
video
at
game
these in
distributor.
years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
I disagree.
Funny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
You know what, Narrator? I think you're funny. Funny looking. Ayo! Well, no, you're a disembodied voice like I am, so you don't have a face. You and I are just two voices in the void, Narrator. And I appreciate that.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
No.
You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me.
But he did tell you it was preachy.
Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps
I do wonder if those
Stanley
were actual
Parable
Steam reviews,
isn't quite
not
as
just something they
sterling
wrote for the
as I've
game.
always
I didn't look at the
remembered.
username, I should have. I want to see if they were actual real reviews. Here.
What's this one got to say?
Almost 10 hours.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley.
New content.
Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Yep.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
No, narrator.
We'll
I'll
pretend
enjoy
that
your
I've just
voice.
begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it, so on and so forth, until
inevitably we all
until
the end of time.
At which
At
time
everything all at once. Now you see, blah 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 blah.
We
Say I can do it
think
too.
too much, and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went
You,
on for
the
nearly
viewer, may skip ahead for
10,000
this, but
years,
I am
until
going to
just
sit here and wait until you exhaust this dialogue. I want to know.
Can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left
Until so much more than forever ago.
Which is why I say the story and the choices.
Oh, now
are
it's
what
looping.
happen, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until
Okay,
inevitably, we all until. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to
Is this tree going to grow as
I'd
we
say it was
skip forward in
perhaps
time?
less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
I agree.
That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite?
No, I'm enjoying
You
this.
see, it could in fact be
sitting
both
down.
of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe. Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about
Cookie
this,
9.
and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement an... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about.
Well,
I know
don't
it's shocking,
ramble.
isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort. Window
buddy,
or something
okay,
like that. Is there a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go?
Look, I know that it's...
Can you maybe
I know I have to press the skip
ram
button.
your
I'm
way
being
through a
courteous
wall?
to the narrator.
Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all.
I can only walk slowly.
With me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment.
Skip.
And I'm... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know
why am
why
I
the
frozen?
skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times.
Yes, all
and
four of them.
there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome.
I feel bad.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
Yes,
and when that feeling had begun to subside,
and
what
the voices,
took its place is what I can only
scream
describe
into the void,
as the
as we always
collapse
do.
of every
But here we
moment
go.
I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a
Well, you know what, buddy?
collective
Time
heart.
heals all
It
wounds.
was an impossible...
Narrator? Hello? Narrator. Oh. I suppose he's gone now. Oh, skip. Did I
But
kill
they
the
didn't
voice?
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough.
Tell me
they
about
had
it.
to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
You know, I enjoy the narrator's dialogue. Except when I'm forced to, skip.
The end is never the end, 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 is...
Okay, game, can I leave now? Oh, building's starting to collapse, that's good. Freedom! Can I leave now? Light. Yes. Freedom. And I can't go over there. Because Stanley can't jump. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Can I go over the wall? Nope. Okay. Fine then. Narrator, buddy. You good? This is going to be a time travel situation where we get a time machine situation rather, where, you know, we live in the future and then there's like monsters that come and attack us that are actually evolved humans, or an apocalypse perhaps. Or perhaps I just stopped playing the game because this is getting intensely frustrating. Narrator. Oh! Freedom. Oh. Put me in a bunker. I suppose there's nothing to do now but wait. Or, you know, not. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. And what now? Oh, that's a problem. Oh. Well, we killed the narrator, and... Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, woo!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Well, I think I'll just stick with some of the old content for now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way
The
to
actual
the
skip
meeting
button
room,
was just
and
going
Stanley knew
forward
it
and holding
perfectly
W,
well.
yes.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The
Yes,
lounge
yes,
was
what a lovely
sublime,
lounge.
a work of art. What was it about this? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Once, yes. Yes, I did. Look at that.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on
What if
track.
he didn't? See, you were not in control, narrator. I am.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the
I feel like
office.
I'm repeating myself
He wanted
a
to
lot.
wander about and get even further off track.
But it's just me
so
and the
now
voice
in
in my
order to
head,
get
so-
back, he needed to go, from here, it's,
Just
left.
hand me the map, buddy. I'm very good with this. I'm very good with
Oh,
maps.
no.
Ay,
No,
ay,
it's
ay.
to the right, my mistake.
Ay, buddy. Just hand me the map.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
Ah, yes.
Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Uh-oh, don't mind me.
Now, let's see. We went down right,
Sure, take your
left,
time.
down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Please be correct. Thank you. Okay. And so it was.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. We just have to get back to...
My eyes are definitely
who
closed
am I
right now.
kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
From the top, buddy.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't
Stanley
know, that a
decided
voice
to
in
go
my
to the
head is
meeting
making me
room.
do the
Perhaps
same
he had
thing over and over
simply missed a
again.
memo.
What if I just never leave the room? Is that an option? Wait. The new content's gone. Oh, we're still in the loop.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or...
No, I swear. It wasn't me.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Proof! There it is!
It was right here just a minute ago.
He's in control of everything.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
Yay.
Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Well, I can... Oh. Okay, this one. The illusion of choice. And as Stanley walked the empty halls forever and ever, he realized that this was all very pointless. Oh, actually made it around. Cool. And what's behind door number
I'll say it.
57?
This is the worst adventure I've ever been
No,
on.
no, I'm
I
having
can promise
fun.
you, there definitely was a story here before.
Exploring.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There, you all happy now? Okay, we're still in the loop. Good to know. Well, this is just...
Okay, yep,
it's worse. Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay, well, we got room 415, 416. Not saying anything, narrator.
Aha! I knew we'd miss
This is
something.
new.
The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Aye. Okay. I do hope that's not blood.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yeah.
You put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win
I don't
fair and
deserve
square,
anything. I'll
and
just
this
sit in
was
this
not
corner.
one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Adventure
Adventure
Line.
Line.
Trademark.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Oh, I so want to, though. Okay, we'll find out where the line goes, huh? Follow the line, Stanley.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
You got it, narrator.
Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there.
Oh, no, I'm enjoying it.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Keep,
you know what?
keep
I think
questioning
what
life,
we need
buddy.
right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Smooth jazz, perhaps? Oh, yes! Off we go, Stanley. Follow the line. To the letter. No straying from the line. Oh, wait, what? Whoa, come on.
Got the music? Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, it's green, and it has leaves, and it is one of the oldest plants on planet Earth. It was around during dinosaur times, a precursor to flowering plants, and yep. Actually, that is true. Ferns are some of the oldest plants on Earth. They date back to follow the line.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any... Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after
We could go
trusted
back,
you,
but you locked the door.
after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yep. So perhaps we should
You know
not.
what, Stanley?
Oh.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yes, let's
Something
use our
exciting,
imagination.
daring, mysterious.
Like sitting in this
Ooh,
room.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now,
I'm starting to get the feeling that this
is
game
exciting. Just me and Stanley forging
forging
a new
path
path,
with
a new
absolutely
story.
nothing in
Well,
the
it could be
rooms.
anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay, so kind of put me on the spot there, but
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be
to
fine.
acknowledge it trademark. Nope, no line here. Not crossing any lines.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Yes.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go,
is this one?
there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the
So are
right
you guys
door
following any of this?
lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What, this door? Okay. And it was the same.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
Interesting.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending. And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
After a long time, Stanley dies.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Is that true? Is that real time?
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this?
See, even the narrator is having an existential crisis.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Well, yes, but now you've kind of
whatever
screwed
it
us
is that
because
made
now
this
we're stuck
schedule.
in a room.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination
boring,
or
but
the journey.
yeah, sure.
Though they're always saying that life is about the journey
I'm
and
enjoying
not
it.
the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh. Okay, then. You know, I'm getting a
All of
little
his
fed up
co-workers
with
were
all this
gone.
game,
What could it mean?
these games.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And we're out of the loop. Okay. Well, I think... Hold on, what time is it? Shoot. You know what? Sorry about the late start, guys, but I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I think I can kind of tell where this game is going, but I'm very excited to see some more endings. I don't know how many endings there are. Probably a few. Well, that'll do it for me today. But perhaps tomorrow we can explore. Not tomorrow. Shoot. Okay. Well, I'm going to be busy for a few days. But when I get back, we'll play some more Elden Ring, and perhaps we'll explore some of this new content. Sorry, the sign is calling me. No. I'll end it here. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys very... Yellow line. There's a yellow line back there. Well, shoot. Okay. Well, we'll continue to unravel the mysteries of the Stanley Parable next time. Okay. I'll see you guys later, as soon as I can. Okay? I thank you all for being here. And when I get back, we will get right back to it. Seriously, I really appreciate you guys being here, alright? Now go off and maybe find some endings for yourself and tell me about them. Actually, nah, no spoilers, okay, no spoilers. But I'll stop being like the narrator here and go ahead and stop rambling and end the stream. So thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you again probably sometime Friday or Saturday. I'll see as soon as I can. I'll be gone for a few days, but I'll be back. Don't worry. Bye. 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 Good night. Bye.